Music is abrupt, isn't it?
It kind of is a little bit.
Abrupt.
I think we need to update that.
I know. I never think about it until we're almost done, and then I'm like, oh, that's pretty quick.
But we've got more music for you.
We
In case you missed it
do.
the other day.
We do. We thought we'd kick it off with some fun stuff. So here we go.
Some plant rap.
Because, I mean, why shouldn't there be plant rap, right?
Right?
I'ma go buy me a plant after I'm done in the booth. I'll take me a couple of clippings, I'll propagate them and I'll let them get roots. Now I got one in each hand. But to tell you the truth, two just don't seem like that many to me. When we spending this money, let's fill up this coupe. We riding, little variegated Montserrat, I'm eyeing. Credit card swipe, get violent. Turn the phone off, I don't keep it on silent. Nobody bother me while I'm buying. I got the botany bot to stop it. If the topic ain't about crops, then swap it. I got money trees worth like 100 G's, going right straight through the roof like profits. Nobody know me. I got a plant, it costs more than your rollie. So expensive when I got it shipped in, it had to be escorted back home in the dome, barricaded by the police. All is so hard to get lost in the paint. Greenhouse looking like a vault at the bank. Who you know out here putting in work like me, dedicated like golf in the rain. Like, wait a minute, I'm amazing with it. I could turn a clipping into a nature exhibit. Won't stop propagating till my apartment's looking like the type of place that you would pay to visit. Ever prim them long, it's like 80 inches. I'ma chop it up, but first I take the scissors and I sterilize them right before I turn my mother plant into a couple baby sisters. I'ma go buy me a plant after I'm done in the booth. I'll take me a couple of clippings, I'll propagate them and I'll let them get roots. Now I got one in each hand. But to tell you the truth, two just don't seem like that many to me. When I'm spinning this money on plans, I'ma steal all of your fans. No flex, but I can say I got a green thumb, and that's something that some of y'all can't. Got like a million and all of them healthy. I run up the digits, I do it correctly. I do what you wish you could, don't you forget it. You faking your pictures and no pun intended, that's photosynthetic. Get it, admit it, I got the hardest music. My bar's electric, I'm popping fuses. One day you gon' see me shopping up in the garden center with Snoop Dogg and Martha Stewart. Trying to figure out which plant we want. I'ma do what you say, can't be done. I go over, you could win free notes and clippings like you and you get one. I'ma go buy me a plant after I'm done in the booth. I'll take me a couple of clippings, I'll propagate them and I'll let them get roots. Now I got one in each hand. But to tell you the truth, two just don't seem like that many to me. When I'm spending this money, let's fill out this coupe, we ride.
I love it.
That is so fun. So
Oh,
fun.
I should have worn, I have a shirt that says, I have too many plants, said no one ever. I should have worn that one today.
So that is Rocco Elliott. If you would like to get more plant rap, because that's
I'll
just
drop the
so
link
fun.
in case anybody wants it.
Yes.
Yeah,
I know. Johnny's running late.
Yeah, he's got a couple of plant videos in case anybody wants to.
It's so fun.
The other ones.
And it's stuff I don't really, being an amateur at this, I don't think about clippings. I'm still mastering the concept of getting seeds to grow.
Yeah. Well,
let alone clippings.
The clippings are, now, we might have to do a whole other show about propagating. And how to get plants and stuff like for cheaper for free, because that is a great way to get more plants. Yeah, trading clippings with other people and stuff.
If you lived closer, I would be hitting you up for stuff.
Oh my God, I would be enabling you. So much worse. So Herschel would.
It's a running joke. My husband. Okay, so the other day we were out going somewhere, and we were in another city. And we had been there a month before, and there was this beautiful nursery, and I asked and begged to go, and we pulled up and it was closed, and he was like, "Oh, darn, you can't spend my money." And I was like, "Damn you." So we're driving by again, and I'm like, "Babe, it's open. Look, 30% sale." And he goes, No. He's like, "You're going to have to stop hanging out with Ash. She is clearly a negative influence on you. I cannot allow this anymore."
Yeah. Oh my gosh. If we lived close by, he'd really be hating me. Well, maybe not, because maybe I would save him some money if you were getting stuff from me.
Well, and I would be doing better. I mean, I still lose some of my plants because I'm an amateur at this. I'm still figuring it out.
Everybody loses plants. I lose plants. Everybody does. Yeah. Stuff happens.
It's hard. It's hard.
Which he's going to talk about that a little bit in this video. So
yes.
excuse me. So this video, he's talking about how he handles pests in his garden.
Mhm.
And I know this is not an approach that everybody can take, but I think he makes some great points. And then after this, we'll get into some stuff you can do if you don't want to sacrifice any of your plants.
All right, let's let it roll.
Okay.
Through this grocery row garden system. And he said, "You don't spray anything, do you?" And I laughed. I said, "No, I don't spray anything." And he said, "What do you do when you have pests? What do you do to control pests? I mean, let's say something is just eating a plant and it looks like it's going to kill it. What do you do?" And I told him, "I let it die."
I love the humor.
Welcome
He's
back.
serious, though.
Right now, I'm standing in my grocery row garden system, which is a mixed polyculture. It's rather an imitation of a forest edge with long-term perennials and berries and fruits and roots and short-term annuals all mixed together into a great big, what looks like a mess, but there is some order to it. I don't spray anything in these gardens. If there is a pest and it starts chewing something up, and I don't just pick it off by hand, it just gets to keep doing what it's doing. Every once in a while, I'll throw some caterpillars to the chickens. That's about it. I don't use natural insect sprays. I don't buy neem oil. I don't get spinosad. We always have pests in the garden. And this is a good thing, because if you don't have pests, you don't have the predators that eat pests, because the predators will not stick around unless there is some food. So you have to have some pests. That means when you see a little bit of damage, a little bit of aphids, you see some chew holes, you see the occasional caterpillar, and you immediately go and blast it, what you're doing is you're getting rid of the food that is going to attract the predators. So when I see holes in my sweet potato leaves, I am not worried. They always get some holes in their leaves. Some of the vines get shredded, some of the vines get mostly left alone, but they continue running and they get to the end of the year and we get sweet potatoes. I'm not worried about losing some leaves here and there and having some holes in the leaves, because that means there is something there for the predators to feed on. You have to have the pests to have the predators. You don't want a completely sterile garden, just like you don't want to take antibiotics and kill everything in your intestinal tract. You need a living ecosystem to balance things out. That means you have to have the pests and the predators and all kinds of insects and microlife that you might not even think are important. They're all part of the web that keeps pest problems from becoming a massive plague. One of the ways we maintain this web of life is to have a whole bunch of different plants together. This is what is called a polyculture. If you have a bunch of the same thing, it's like you just rolled out a tablecloth and whatever pest likes to eat that thing is going to come in and devour it. So say you have a patch of sweet corn all together. Corn earworms come in. They go chewing their way through the whole set because they are very happy to eat corn. But if your corn was mixed up with a bunch of other things, as in the traditional Native American Three Sisters method, which often had even more plants than just the three, there is less of an issue of this being a major attractant to pests. So in a system like this, where we have a polyculture, there is space for the spiders to live, for wasps to live, for praying mantises, for ladybugs, for all kinds of good guys that are going to do our pest control for us, and they can overwinter in here through the winter when the frosts come, because there's lots of twigs, there's lots of grass, there's lots of thatch, there's lots of mulch on the ground. It is a polyculture that makes for a happy ecosystem that keeps the pests balanced, not completely gone, but balanced.
Sorry, I just wanted to make a point to what he was just saying, excuse me, about stuff overwintering and twigs and stuff like that. So one good thing to keep in mind is when it's coming out of winter into the spring, try not to clean up your garden too soon until it's a little bit warm, because you do have a lot of beneficial stuff that's overwintering in those little dead pieces. I know it's unsightly, but if you can help it, try to leave it until it warms up. Okay, I just wanted to make that point.
No, that's a very good point. They're currently chewing my basil plant, and the leaves are what we eat. So I'm like, that's not cool.
Yeah, we'll get into that. There'll be stuff that'll help you in this episode, Mary.
Oh, goody.
Yeah.
Balanced and under control. Also, don't fall in love with one particular variety of a particular crop, because you may not find that thing likes your garden. So by planting a wide variety and just letting nature sort it out, you can figure out what actually likes to be in your garden. So the easiest way to do this is to say, oh, I want to grow lettuce, so I'm going to go buy 10 different types of lettuce packets, and I'm going to take those seeds and I'm going to plant them, and I'm going to make little notations as to where I planted them so I know which variety is which and which one does the best in my climate, because those genetics are from all over the place. You don't necessarily know where they were bred or where they came from. If you find a variety that does really well in your garden, plant it again. If you want to go to the next stage of this, do landrace gardening, like Joseph Lofthouse talks about in his book, Landrace Gardening. And in that case, what you're going to do is say you plant those 10 varieties of lettuces, but you let them all interbreed and you save the seeds for a few generations, and maybe you add 10 or 20 more varieties of lettuces. Then you select the ones that really thrive with very little care, and you plant them again and again and again. My son Ezekiel has been doing that with his watermelons. I'm sitting here next to 3 watermelons. There's one there, here, and here, and there's watermelons spread all over this grocery row garden right now. These watermelons are landrace watermelons because he mixed about 25 different varieties of watermelons and let them interbreed for multiple years. Now we consistently get good watermelons. The genetics have resorted and have adapted themselves to the way we garden in our gardens, and these are just about bomb-proof watermelons now here in Lower Alabama in the grocery row garden, running at probably about 75% sunlight during the day and growing just sprawling beneath our trees. This is the way they've been adapted, and the ones that have survived and tasted good, we've saved seeds from and plant again and again year after year. And that vigor is better than many of the original varieties we started with, of which some of them never even gave us a single watermelon, and now we get tons of them. Not literal tons, but last year we got 740 pounds out of here, and that's a lot of watermelon.
Yeah.
Sometimes the answer may not be to grow watermelon or to grow lettuces, but to grow crops that you aren't even familiar with. Some climates are just not suited to some crops at all. You might not even find a variety of that crop that really likes your climate. What we've done over the years is we've tested things from climates that are similar to ours. If you grow plants that like your climate, it makes a huge difference. Instead of trying to force plants in your climate that aren't very happy, plant the plants that like your climate. So things like these Chinese yams, they do well here. There's about 5 or 6 different varieties of yams that we've tested that like it here, and then one that we tested that doesn't like it here. These are true yams, Dioscorea species, which most people have never heard of. But that joy of discovering new plants that you can eat is part of the fun as well. So, hey, maybe white potatoes don't do well in your area. Maybe there's some starchy sweet potato from the tropics, or taro, or true yams that you could grow instead. So don't get too hung up. Just try something different. Maybe something that the pests won't go after, because a plant that's under stress will get chewed up by the pests. So just as a quick overview, don't be afraid to let things die. Maybe that's telling you that that plant's not suited to your climate. Don't plant things all by themselves. Make polycultures. Make space. Don't blast things as soon as you see them. Probably a few weeks afterwards, there's going to be a predator that shows up and takes care of the issue. And if it doesn't, maybe that thing's not supposed to be there. And try to plant the plants and save the seeds that do well in your climate. Now, there may be other pests like deer or groundhogs or bear or behemoths, that sort of thing that might be a problem for you. And you may have to figure that out with, I don't know, fences, cannons, things like that. But as an overarching idea of what you can do to make pest and disease issues less, this is really the way we do it. It's not that hard. If you want to learn more about gardening and join our new community, check out the link below, the Survival Gardener on School. Okay. It is an awesome community.
Got it.
Yeah, so there was, now, like I said, I know everybody's not going to adopt his style of if it dies, it dies, but he does make some really good points in there, like what we've talked about before, companion planting, growing things that are happy in your particular climate, things like that are going to make a huge difference because, like he said, the pests will go after the weakest plants. So, and Conserva Chris, I have no idea what that's from, but okay. Did I miss something in another
What?
chat?
Oh my goodness. What is that?
It's arm
Okay.
underwear.
Huh. Do we have underwear in the merch shop now?
I wonder if that might be an option on the site. I could probably make that happen. I know there's at least like bikinis on there. So.
Are there? I so should order an America Rising bikini.
Oh my god. I'll make one this week if I
Oh
remember.
my god. I'll order as long as it's a reasonable price.
Hey, sorry, we squirreled on a Conservative Chris's sticker there.
Sorry.
Thank you, Shanjo, for the can. Happy Sunday. And thank you, Daisy, for the cookie. She said shout out for banana hammocks.
That's so
Orion
good.
says shoot the deer. Yeah, that's one thing I guess you could do if you're having deer attack your garden.
That's an option. I wouldn't
Yeah.
really recommend it. I have bug problems. I don't have wildlife problems.
Yeah. That's the thing most people are dealing with.
Yeah, I put up, fencing and the wildlife can't get in. And then I plant things over near where the wildlife lives. So I'm giving them some food. So they leave mine alone.
That's a good idea.
But I can't keep the bugs out.
Yeah. Well, so that's why we're going to go over some of this other stuff today. So let me pull up this. Sorry, Mike.
I think Daisy Chain's in favor of the swimsuit and underwear options, it looks like.
Oh my God. Yeah. I'll have to look about the underwear options, but I know the bikini's on there.
Okay. All right.
So, okay. You've got this pulled up?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm moving quickly through what you told me.
Okay. Well, if you want, I can share my screen if that would be easier. If you want to do that.
Sure.
Okay.
Whatever's easier, darling.
So this is on the Farmer's Almanac website. Mm-hmm. They have this awesome pest and disease guide.
Nice.
So they have a whole section for indoor pests, plant diseases, garden pests. So you can, find whatever it is you're dealing with here, and they will tell you how to deal with it. So I just wanted to go through some of these because some of these are more common than others.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So aphids is a big one that a lot of people are dealing with. This is one of my top issues here in Florida.
Yeah. What do those look like? Scroll down.
They're really teeny tiny. They look like little green specks. So.
Oh, we do have some of those.
Yeah.
They're not out of control, but we do have them.
Now they can breed asexually. So if you have even one, they can.
Oh, great. Just what we need. Trans bugs.
Yes. You can't escape it. You can't escape it. Even on a gardening show, So yeah, if you see little green dots on your plant, it's probably these aphids. Okay. So, yeah, see, aphids seem to find their way into every garden. They are small, soft-bodied insects that feed by sucking the nutrient-rich liquids out of the plant. In large numbers, they can weaken the plant significantly, harming flowers and fruit. Aphids multiply quickly.
They're vampires?
Yeah, pretty much. They're little green trans vampires.
Wow.
So, yeah. So, when you only see a few of them, that's the time you want to get after them. Because otherwise, they're going to be, next thing you know, your plant's going to be completely covered. So, we have fun here. Oh, gosh.
Oh, my gosh. Okay.
So, these guys, they like to hide, like, under leaves and, like, on the fresh green tips. And they'll hide, like, in the leaf nodes and things like that. So, those are the places you look for them. Yeah. But anyway, yeah. So this is, see, you got a cluster of them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. They can be brown or green.
Okay.
Yeah.
Looks like it kind of blackens the plant too.
Yeah. Well, Here we have what does aphid damage look like? Misshapen, curled, stunting, or yellowing leaves. If the stems or leaves are covered in a sticky substance, this is a sign that aphids have been sipping sap. This
I
honeydew
wonder-
is a sugary liquid produced by the insects as waste. Now, this attracts ants. Ants will actually farm aphids to get this honeydew. So if you've got
Wow.
aphid, it's going to attract ants too.
I'm wondering
So-
if that's part of what's getting my tomato plants.
It could be.
Because
And-
some of them
and-
are fine, but one of them, it's like yellowy brown. Like it's still producing fruit,
Yeah.
but the leaves don't look very good.
Oh.
I don't know. But I mean, it's still producing.
Yeah. Well, that's good. I mean, but yeah, if you don't get it under control, it might not be for very long. But yeah, and then the honeydew can also cause a fungal growth called sooty mold sometimes. So
Ugh.
so yeah, this is
Ugh.
what you'll usually see is a little green cluster like this. Now
Huh.
to get rid of them, you can really just blast them off with the hose. That works pretty effectively. If your plant's strong enough to handle that, just blast them off, every couple of days, go out there, spray the plant down really good. You could also you can wrap tape around your fingers and just get them off the leaves with the tape. If you don't want to spray
Like
anything.
the fly tape that we used to just.
Yeah, like you could,
That's
double-sided
great.
tape, scotch tape, whatever you got.
Mm-hmm.
You could do that. But neem oil, this is one that a lot of people use, and this is good for a lot of stuff in the garden. So neem oil is a natural pesticide. It's made from the neem tree, which I really want a neem tree so I can make my own neem oil.
Of course you do.
But
Of course.
yeah. So, or you can also make a dish soap spray or a Castile soap spray, which we'll talk about that too. And that is also very, very effective for a bunch of different garden pests. So you can also use diatomaceous earth. That will dehydrate them because they are soft-bodied. It'll dry them out. So, but you do have to be careful with some of these things because they can kill other beneficial things in the garden that you don't want to get rid of.
Displaces the ecosystem.
Yeah. So, which is why I can understand, that was David the Good in the video. I can understand his approach to leaving things alone.
Mhm.
But yeah, I mean, not all of us have a giant food forest, and sometimes we might have an expensive ornamental plant, or we might not be able to sacrifice our tomato plant or whatever,
So true.
Yeah. So anyways, that's why we're going to bring you some of this other info today.
Thank you for the can, Sean Joe.
Oh, yes. Thank you so much.
And Conserva Chris says, oh, neem oil. I thought she meant meme oil.
Is that what you use, Conserva Chris?
I bet so. Quick draw stickers.
Yeah.
Heck
Yeah, neem. Neem. Yeah. Okay, so here's another one that's particularly annoying. Cutworms.
Ugh.
So these lovely little things here, they will, as they are called, cutworms, you'll just go out one morning and your little seedlings will be flopped over and there'll just be a little stump left. That's because of these guys. I'm assuming you've had that happen to you, Mary.
Those special seeds that you sent me for the Thai pea pod, I have not been able to get any of them to go above like 2 inches.
Damn cutworms.
I have done them in the hydroponic and gotten the seed going and then transferred it to its special pot that I'd gotten and all this, and they just stunt out. They just sit there and I'm like, I don't even understand.
Yeah. Is the top like chewed off, or
it just it never gives me leaves. There's just a little baby stem sitting there.
Yeah, I'm wondering if a
picture.
cutworm got to it, and that's
I had to move them out because my cat was getting too curious.
Oh,
that's the
the
hydroponics. My
Could've been
cat's
the kitty
fascinated. She's fascinated with all the little seedlings I have growing in there.
Oh no! You might have to get something to wrap
morning.
around it.
I barricaded it. I've put foil up. I've filled everything, and somehow I still got up one morning and I found them all on the floor. They had gotten up there and then taken their paws and just plucked them right out and tossed them on the floor.
Oh, no.
And I was like, you bitches.
The struggle is real. We even got to watch out for the kitties. Yeah, my cat Jeffrey, he will sometimes mess with my little seedlings too. So I've had to at times. I got like a big poster board and wrapped it around the whole thing. Oh gosh. So yeah, cutworms are larvae for a number of moth species. Now, these things are kind of tricky to get rid of because they will hide in the soil during the day. So it's not like you can go out there and see them unless you want to go out at night with like a flashlight and stuff, which some people also do that for the tomato hornworms. They'll go out at night with like a, what do you call it? A black light flashlight because they glow.
Oh, okay.
So that's one way you can.
That's interesting.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
That is kind of
That's
cool.
one way you can find those guys. But yeah, so
I have an easy compost. Whenever it fits into the selection of stuff, I have a compost thing, like a hack that I do.
Well, I don't know if we'll get to compost stuff. You want to just say it now?
Okay. Let me grab it.
Okay. While you're doing that, I'll just scroll through here.
I brought it up.
Oh, okay.
This is my jar. This has a banana peel.
Yeah.
And water.
Yep.
And you just put it under the light, like in your sunlight, or I put it next to my hydroponics so it gets all that charged light.
Mm-hmm.
And the liquid composts.
Yeah.
And then about every other day, I just take this jar out there and I water my plants with it.
Yeah.
And they love it.
Yes.
And it's the easiest dang thing. It's just a banana peel and some water in a jar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Low maintenance.
Yep. Yeah, the nutrients.
They love the banana juice. Oh my gosh. I had one plant that was it looked like it was just on death's door. I put half a jar on that thing. I came out the next day and the flowers were blooming. It had regreened and I was like, okay,
oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
All right. Going to be doing a lot more banana juice.
Yeah, I like to put banana peels in my compost tea that we talked about on a previous episode.
Yep.
Yeah.
So when the peels are done, I just, after I've poured all the juice, I just take the peel and put it in my composter.
Yeah. Yeah. And you can reuse them a few times too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
A few different batches.
Yep. So that's an easy hack for an apartment or condo or,
if you don't have space for a big compost bin or a stinky batch of fetid swamp water.
And because it's in the jar and it's sealed, you don't have any of the smell.
Right. And you don't have to worry about bugs getting in.
Nope.
Yeah.
I love that trick.
Yeah. That's a good one. It is a really good one. Like you said, especially if you have an apartment or, So, okay. So here's what you can do to protect seedlings from cutworms. And now this is something that I've done before. So you can make little collars to put around your seedlings. Some people use like a water bottle, cut that up. Or you can do foil or toilet paper rolls, just anything that's going to protect a few inches up the stem of the plant.
Okay.
That will stop a lot of the cutworm damage. You can surround the plants with diatomaceous earth. That will, dry them out just like with the aphids. But if you do that, you got to keep going back out after it rains and reapplying it, And then this says here, go out at night with a flashlight and gloves, pick off the cutworms and drop them into soapy water. So yeah.
One year I had an epic battle with bagworms.
Oh, no.
They killed my tree.
Gross.
Bushes, trees. I tried everything.
Oh.
I finally just yanked the plants out.
Yeah.
I could not defeat the bagworms.
Yes, I mean, sometimes it does get to that point with some things where it's like you do have to sacrifice a plant to save your other ones.
Yep.
So
once I got rid of the plants that they were feeding on, I never had any more trouble.
Yeah.
They were after it was like a small tree. It was like a bush tree, like an evergreen type little bushy tree. I don't even know what it was. It was like a blue pine thing. It was cute, but oh my gosh, they loved that thing. And they were spreading everywhere on the property.
Yeah, those things are gross.
Oh, they're nasty. They're nasty.
Yeah. So another thing you can do for cutworms before I forget is you can, and this works with a lot of stuff too, you can get beneficial nematodes to put in your soil. which I think it does mention that.
I didn't even know you could stun me.
Sorry about the background. Hubby's playing games back there. Leaf miners. This is one I just want to touch on really quick. I never saw this until I gardened down here in Florida. Now you'll see these weird looking like squiggle marks on your leaves, and it's these little larvae.
It's a snail trail, like a slug trail,
but it's inside the leaves. So what it is they lay their eggs, and then the little larva eats its way through the leaves.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Yeah. Now this is unsightly, and I used to like really go after these little things when I see them, but now I just leave it because this doesn't really affect the plant too much. But what you can do is this area here where there's this little larva at the end of the trail, you can squish it, or you can just rip off the whole leaf and, stomp on it or whatever.
Okay.
But
that's wild.
Yeah, I know. This is a weird little thing I never saw until I gardened down here, but apparently it's a pretty common thing. So yeah, leaf miners are an interesting one. Oh, you said you were dealing with Japanese beetles, right, Mary?
Yes, I hate them. Not as bad as the bagworms, but they are determined. We have those and stink bugs.
Yeah.
Like crazy.
So these are so pretty. Like, it's a shame they're
they destroy everything.
Yeah.
They're very determined.
Yeah. So Japanese beetles do not discriminate regarding what types of plants they feed on. They
destroy everything.
But they do have favorites like roses. Yes. They are one of the major insect pests in the eastern and midwestern United States. There you go. Causing monumental damage to crops every year. So this is actually really interesting. They were introduced accidentally to the U.S. in the early 1900s.
Was it accidental?
Yeah.
Was it accidental?
I wonder about a lot of stuff like that. Although I do think it happens, like, bringing over plants or whatever. It's going to be impossible to find every single bug, larva, egg, But yeah, it was.
But I'm pretty sure the murder hornets might not have been an accident.
Yeah.
There's things nowadays like the beetles and stuff 100 years ago. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Things in the last 10, 20 years.
Right.
Yeah.
Murder hornets. And weren't those in like Washington State?
I don't even know.
It's like
somewhere weird.
How?
Like, I know, that's the thing. And I think that's it. At the time I didn't really pay attention to it because I was like, this has got to be some dumb made up, stupid thing. But no, I don't know.
Have you seen the videos of people like removing the nests of those, and they're in like, they have to basically be in like armor to deal with these things, and you can like hear them stinging. Yeah. Oh God, I would not want to deal with that. But anyways, back to beetles. So here's what they'll do.
That's my basil plant. I've been picking them off and yelling at them and shaking them off every day.
Yeah, I'm sure yelling at them will.
Yes, I call them mean names, and it doesn't seem to faze them. But I'm always cussing out there as I'm picking them off.
Well, they do attack in groups.
Yes, they do. It's usually a dozen.
Yep.
My basil bush.
Yeah. So if your leaves are starting to look like skeletons, like Mary's poor basil, or if you have unhealthy brown patches in your lawn, you may have these guys. So to manage them, one thing you can do is to start early at the grub stage. So a lot of people use BT, or I'm going to try not to butcher this word, but I'm probably going to butcher it. It stands for Bacillus thuringiensis. I think I said that right. Hopefully I said that right.
I believe
so. So this is a naturally occurring soil bacteria, but it does kill certain pests. So anyways, if you use this, you may be able to get the larvae in the soil before they become a big problem. But this, and I have another article specifically about this that we'll get to later. So it doesn't store as well as some other things. And so we'll get to all that. But let's see. So that's one thing you can do. Another thing, hand pick them like you've been doing, Mary, insult them and then throw them into bucket of soapy water.
Mhm.
You know? Unfortunately, you know, if you don't want to use chemicals, you may have to do a lot of hand picking and tossing into soapy water. But
Thank
another
you,
thing
Briggs Piano, for the cookie. Thank you,
yes,
doll.
thank you, darling. Sorry, I'm super
No.
focused. I get
Since
really into this stuff,
since
as
you're
you can
doing that,
tell.
I'm keeping an eye on the chat.
Okay, thank you. So another thing you can do, which I'll also mention a little bit more later, is row covers or insect netting. Then you can also, here we go again, with neem oil, and spraying your plants with neem oil. Now, this site says do not use traps. They attract beetles, but research has proven that more beetles fly towards the trap than are caught. So you'll be pulling them in, but they won't all be going into the trap. So you could be making the problem worse if you have the beetle traps in your garden.
What predators eat these beetles? Do you know?
Well, right here it says native species of parasitic wasps and flies to your gardens. So
Great. I don't think that's an improvement.
well, I also have something on this too about some good bugs you want to attract, and it does get into this a little bit more. So yeah, I mean, really overall, again, having a variety of plants to attract the predators, using natural sprays like neem oil, BT, diatomaceous earth, you know, row covers or hand picking things off. That's going to be the answer for a lot of these things. So, and you know what? I'm going to drop this link in the chat if anybody, because this is a really great resource if you're having an issue and you're not sure what it is, or, you know, if you know what it is, but you're not sure how to deal with it, go to this site and this will help a lot. So, okay. I feel like we're going to run out of time if I keep focusing on on that
Probably.
So
I have to stop by 7:30.
Okay, yeah. So let me go to, let me share this tab instead. Okay, so you can make a DIY soap spray. And like I said, this will help with a lot of different pests. So what you do is you do 1 tablespoon of a mild liquid soap, such as a pure dish soap or a Castile soap, in 1 quart of water. I would recommend the Castile soap just because, you know, that's obviously more natural and it works, but it is more expensive. So if you don't have it or you don't want to pay more money for it, use what you got by your kitchen sink. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So, and then I do have a little video. Hold on. Things are out of order in here. So let me find it. Okay. This is a great short little video about how to make it and use it. So let me share this tab instead. Okay.
A little too much pest pressure. So I'm going to show you how I make my super easy soap insecticide. This is an old Trader Joe's bottle. I'm just going to fill most of it up with water. Okay, so that's the water in it. Technically, it should be about 2 teaspoons for this amount, but I just do 2 pumps of dish soap. You could just leave it like that. I've done that already plenty of times and it works, but I'm going to try something I just read and add a little oil to it, and I'm just going to, it should be 2 teaspoons
You add oil, it'll help it.
Just going to do a little dash like that.
Ah.
I just put a little label on it and
I don't
mix it
normally
up
add
and let's
oil.
go get some bugs. I'm going to spray down my paper towel and use it to give the whole onion a really thorough wipe down. Ugh, look at that. Okay, so next we're going to spray this entire onion down, but we will not panic and spray our entire bed down. There could be beneficial insects in here and everything else looks healthy. This is ladybug larvae. They eat tons of aphids. We want these in our garden and we don't want to accidentally spray them. Follow me on Julep's Garden for more gardening ideas. Onions were getting a little
okay. So
right.
Yeah, and that little part at the end there that she mentions, you don't want to get rid of everything. And just because you see something, a bug, doesn't mean it's necessarily bad. So make sure you're looking up what you got before you just start spraying, because you could be killing baby ladybugs or something.
Yeah. I love ladybugs. Always have. They're so cute.
They are. So yeah, from there. So, and I will, by the way, drop this link for everybody in case you want to make that spray, because this is probably the quickest, easiest, cheapest thing that you can do if you're having issues. So, okay.
I did buy that stronger vinegar to try.
Oh, did
make
you?
A spray
did you try
also.
it yet?
I haven't. I was waiting till this after tonight, and I was going to try it this week and see. But that's for weed killing.
Yeah. So Von Hitch told us about, well, and I've seen it before.
Mhm.
There's a recipe with vinegar, dish soap, water,
Mhm.
and was that it? I'm trying to remember. It was
There's
very
that.
simple.
You can add Epsom salt in one of the recipes, but
Yeah,
it
yeah.
may depend on your mixture. But I had tried it before and didn't have luck. But Von Hinch suggested that it was a different type of vinegar. So
Yeah.
the regular vinegar that I use to clean the house that I buy in the store and everything, it's like a 5% or something like that.
Yeah, like 3 or 5%. Yeah.
So I bought 45. I went
Yeah.
on Amazon and found the good stuff.
Yeah.
And
He
it was
said
like
that worked
$20
amazing.
for a big gallon of stuff. And I was like, okay, that should last me a while.
Yeah, so if you have like poison ivy, or
And that's I
you
had
don't want to
poison
pull
ivy and
weeds
poison
between
oak.
pavers, or
And
something like that would be great.
I really don't want Roundup because I want to be able to replant the bed.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah,
I mean, Roundup is terrible. It damages DNA. It does all sorts. And,
awful.
all that stuff you put in your yard, that's going to get washed out by the rain. It's going to go into the creeks and the rivers and everything else. So, yeah, that's another reason why for, the insects, I try to do what I can naturally because, I don't want to, Anyways, Von Hitch said shout out vinegar.
I love
Vinegar is
vinegar.
awesome. I use it instead of fabric softener, which is better for your washer too.
I've started doing that. I use it to clean out like the coffee maker, the dishwasher, everything. You can just run because it descales.
Mm-hmm.
And then
I
mix, like I saved the spray bottles that you would buy at the store, and then I just fill most of it with vinegar and add a little water, and that's my all-purpose around the house.
Oh yeah. And that's good too. You can add essential oils to that too if you want different scents. Yeah.
Yep.
I always have
really
tons
good for
of vinegar.
wood floor cleaning.
Yeah. Yeah.
Really good for a lot of those.
Yes. So definitely shout out vinegar. Good to see you, Von Hitch. And thank you for that tip about the stronger.
That tip.
Yeah.
Yes.
About the stronger vinegar.
I'll be trying that this week.
Yeah.
We'll I'll take pictures.
Awesome.
Before.
Yeah. And share it to my gardening group.
Okay.
Which, by the way, let me grab the link for that in case anybody wants to
love
join
your
us over there.
Channel.
Oh, I'm so glad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's a regular channel, and then there's a chat too, just like the ARM channel. And if you guys want to share pictures of your gardens or, any tips and tricks that you have, come join us over there. And I do try to share stuff. I'm not great about sharing stuff there every day anymore just because I'm so busy with so many other things. But I do try. You
keep doing shows with me.
I know. It's all your fault, Mary.
I know.
You're a bad influence on me, too.
I know.
Anyways, okay. So yeah, we have fun over there in my little gardening group. There's some really great people over there too. So, okay, so here's another thing that you can do that I just wanted to touch on. And this is a bit of a longer video where he talks about the benefits and how he does it, but using insect netting in your garden is a great thing that you can do. We don't have time to play this. But he says this eliminates 90% of his pest issues in his garden, and he shows the difference between a bed where he didn't do it versus the ones where he has. And it's
what is his channel name, just in case people are watching on the replay?
This is called. Sorry, now it's playing in my ear. This is called The Gardening Channel with James Prigioni, Prigioni.
Perfect.
So yeah, look for him on YouTube. He's got a really great backyard permaculture garden. He's got lots of good information on his channel. He's another one I like to watch.
And just for clarification for anybody that watches on playback, when we talk about the chat, we're talking about the pill.net social media site. And that is the liveliest chat for all of the America Rising media shows. So, and the nice thing about Pilled is it does retain the chat. So if you ever want to scroll through and look at the stickers or the funny things we're talking about, you can go to Pilled.net, pull up the episode, rewatch it, and you can scroll through and see everything, get the links.
Yes, grab all the links. Yeah.
Clarification.
Yeah. And we have stickers.
Yes. Pilled is
Which
fun.
are so fun.
Pilled is a really fun little platform.
It really is. It is. So, okay. I feel like there was another short little thing I wanted to. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to.
You're fine.
Oh, now this is funny. I did want to go over this real quick. So, slugs eating your plants, offer them a beer instead.
What?
So, this is something I have seriously struggled with in Florida is snails and slugs. After a rainstorm here, sometimes you go out and there are hundreds of them, like everywhere.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. So here's something you can do if you're having this issue. And
So
I've done this and it does work.
inebriated slugs?
Well, yes. What you do is you put a little container like this. You want it like soil level and you fill it with beer and they want the beer and they go in and they drown. But at least it's, you know, at
Wow.
least they're dying happy and drunk. So, yeah, this is something you can do. And see, I'm not surprised they have that here. These are coleus here, which are beautiful shade-loving plants, but they're also very tender. So, yes, those are a big target for something like snails and slugs. But, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah. So, anyways, get your slugs drunk, everybody. And then, then they won't be such a big problem anymore.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. So here's something else you can do. If you have the space and time and want to deal with it, you can
Ducks
get
are
some
fun.
ducks.
Ducks are a lot of fun.
Yep. Ducks, chickens, they will eat bugs, although I think the ducks are a little safer to have around your plants.
The ducks are probably, I mean, they're going to have more personality in my experience, but you can have male, female, but you don't have all the sound of a rooster.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, you don't, and they can fly. So like if a predator is coming after them, you know, where a chicken is just, I mean, they're going to die.
Yeah.
You know, but a duck, they can fly, they can swim, so they can handle themselves a little better. If you're in an area like where I live, where coyotes, foxes, there's a lot of predators.
Yeah.
A lot of predators.
And plus you do get eggs from ducks too.
Yes. So
Andy,
the eggs are bigger than chickens and they are richer. They're really, really good for baking and things like that. They are a much richer egg.
Yeah.
And you'll get 1 or 2 a day.
Andy B2 says you do know slugs are just divorced male snails that lost. And Jesse said snails won't go for the Bud Light anymore. Oh, they might. I don't know. We'd have to test it.
That's true.
We'd have to buy Bud Light to test it. So
sorry.
No, you're good.
Wouldn't be an episode if Bailey didn't.
I know, right? Or if a cat
something.
wasn't meowing over here or something. There's always something.
There's always something.
So yeah, and there's so many different types of ducks you can get too. Like I believe these are runner ducks. But there's some really pretty ones. There's more that lay more eggs if that's what you want them for. And, you know, do your research.
They're very cool. And they're trainable.
Yeah, Mary was telling me some funny duck stories before we went live.
Well, I had ducks. I don't think I can squirrel too hard on that. Like I could do an entire episode on my insane stories of the pet ducks. Because they lived in my house. They weren't like out in a coop. They were pets. There was a lot that went into that. But yeah, they're trainable. Like you could train a dog. They're as smart, if not smarter in some cases, than most of your canines. The military uses them a lot as warning devices on bases.
Yeah, that's really
things like that. I mean, there's a lot of interesting things about ducks that until I had them, I didn't know. Yeah. You know.
And another thing that they can be used for is to eat bugs and larvae in your garden.
And they will fertilize it frequently, as they do not possess sphincter muscles. They fertilize everything, everywhere, all the time.
Cue the whole talk stickers. I'm waiting for it.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, they have fertilizing and bug control abilities. Anyways.
They're pretty cool.
That was just a little something I wanted to mention. We don't have to go too detail into that. And then let's see, here is another. This is just a handy little pest chart with the most common pests, what, plants are most susceptible to them, and the best organic controls. So I will drop the link for this in the chat if anybody wants to keep that on hand. And then let's see. Okay, here's another. This is more info on BT for pest control. Mm-hmm. So this is the Bacillus thuringiensis.
I'm impressed.
I think I said it right.
It sounded good to me.
I can say that, but sometimes I can't even say a simple word. It just doesn't come out right. So, okay.
We both struggled Friday on that one.
I know. Some days are just, it's like my mouth doesn't want to work right. I don't know.
My brain sees it, understands it, but the right thing does not come out of my mouth.
Yeah. It's like there's a disconnect there.
Yes, when the firing is not, and you're live and you're like, oh great, now I'm doing it again. So I just make blonde jokes.
I don't have that excuse.
It's not working today.
Oh, Peg says Filipino delicacy balut. Is that the duck
That's
egg?
That's a duck. That's ducks. Yeah,
like a baby duck. I think.
I don't know.
I've heard of it before.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could eat that.
Yeah, I mean, if it's the eggs and it's like a caviar type situation, but it can't be actually. It can't be because their eggs are huge. So it's got to be a type of duck that they eat.
Yeah.
It's so weird because I TP.
Conservative Chris made a duck gate sticker.
No reason.
Bailey, shut up, please.
Oh, Bailey's getting in trouble.
He's just sitting there making noise.
No,
he's not actually doing anything. He's just making
just
noise.
Mad you're not paying attention to him.
He's just being a brat.
Did you see the duck gate sticker?
I love it. I love it.
Oh, that's funny.
Some ducks are very loving and are very good pets, and some are not.
Yeah. Well, with any animal.
I had one of each. I had one that was wonderful and one that just was a bastard.
Yeah, I was hearing about that a little bit before the show. You may have to do like a whole episode on your ducky tales. Because that was so funny.
He picked a fight with the dog one time.
Oh no.
He picked on that dog all the time and she never did anything, and she could have killed him at any moment. And she tolerated him. Well, one time he picked a fight and I guess he just caught her on a fuck it day. And I heard him. He came around the corner and his bill was torn off and hanging on one end.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, you put that bill on the dog again, didn't you? And he looked up at me like, meh, meh, meh.
Oh my God.
And I looked down the hall and there was my dog and she looked at me and went like this.
I guess FAFO, right?
All right, let's go to the vet. You got your bill ripped off.
Oh, wow.
They broke toes. We learned to set their feet with popsicle sticks. We took them to the vet and they used popsicle sticks. And I'm like, we are never paying for this again.
Right. Like $200 for
like we're never paying
a popsicle stick.
Popsicle stick and some tape. Are you kidding me?
One time I broke a bone in my foot and I never even went to the doctor.
Oh my gosh.
I probably should have.
Were you young and like it healed quick?
Oh, Von Hitch said, fun fact, ducks and chickens lay eggs and poop out of the same orifice. Yeah.
Oh, I know. The eggs are covered in nasty and you have to rinse them off.
Okay.
You keep the garden hose out there and you line them up and you clean them.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, so back to BT. So, like I said before, it's a naturally occurring bacterium, common in some soils, causes disease in certain insects. So that's how it works. Most notably, leaf and needle feeding caterpillars. So it was first discovered in the early 1900s. The French were the first to advocate using BT in the garden. And by the 1960s, BT products were available on the open market and were readily embraced by the organic gardening community. So controlling pests with BT is dependent on its active ingredient, a crystal protein, which paralyzes the digestive system of the insect. The infected insect stops feeding and starves to death. Now, this is just saying they've developed different strands now for other things. But and it just also mentions that it's shown that it's safe to use in the garden and to be ingested by humans. So,
Oh, that's good.
yeah.
So if you're spraying it on leaves like my basil or something like that, that's a lot of the stuff I worry about it, like it'll get the pest off, but then you're not harvesting it yet. So that's more time that it's on it and with the sun getting into the essence of the
hello,
plant
Raisin.
than to eat it. Hi, kitty.
She's like relentless. So, well, that is another thing about this. So, did I pass it or
I assume
maybe
neem oil also would be.
Yeah, neem
okay.
oil is also, but of course I would rinse and wash anything,
Sure. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just literally more concerned about it being baked into the plant.
Right. Well, so for BT, it doesn't have a long shelf life, and it won't hang around for very long on the plant because it's a bacteria. So if you do use it, you have to reapply it pretty often, and it has to be you have to check, the storage and things like that, because it won't be effective as long as let's say you were using some chemical product that would store for a really long time. This one, it's not going to be as good for as long. So yeah, this is a really good option, and I will drop this link in case anybody wants to read more in depth about that, or just look, for the spelling and then look up more info.
Thank you, Von Hitch, for the cookie. Thank you so much, friend.
Thank you. Okay, so let's see. Let me see what else we have here.
We're moving at a good pace.
Yeah, we are. We're getting through it pretty good. Okay, so the next thing I have are beneficial garden insects.
Okay, here's our ladybugs.
Because we don't want to kill everything,
and the spiders.
Just as much as I don't like spiders, if they're outside and they're not venomous, I leave them alone. I let them stay.
We have a lot of wolf spiders. I don't know if you're familiar with those, but your average one is like this big, but they get crazy.
Yeah.
Really crazy. Like when I pull them out of my pool, they're insane huge.
Yeah, we get really big ones here too. And they're fast, and they'll run at you, and they'll carry their baby on their back.
Yes.
I actually had, I'm pretty sure I have PTSD from this incident. So this was right when I first moved to Florida, and I was staying with my mom, and I was helping her with my sisters who were still really little at the time. And they had left some towels on the floor in the bathroom after their bath. And for like a few days, I was seeing all these little baby spiders in the house. I'm like, where the heck are these coming from? And so anyways, I was doing laundry one day, and I picked up this pile of towels off the bathroom floor. There was a huge mama wolf spider with hundreds of babies on her back. And when I picked that towel up, they scattered. I literally jumped on the bathroom counter and started screaming. And it was so
That
funny.
has happened to me before. It was on the ceiling.
Oh, no.
And I watched them just spread everywhere. This was my other house.
Oh, God, that's even worse.
They were all over. And I looked up and I lost my shit. I absolutely lost it, screaming my head off. And I mean, my poor husband didn't even know what to do with me. And I'm like, kill them all.
I yelled to my husband. It was my boyfriend at the time. I was like, get the vacuum cleaner now. And I'm like standing.
Get him.
And then, of course, while all this is happening, I get a phone call from my aunt. And I'm like, I have to call you back. I'm on my bathroom counter. There's spiders everywhere. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Fun times. That sounds worse, though, Mary.
We technically do have black widows where I live. We have brown recluse. We have black widows. But wolf is the one that you see most commonly.
Yeah.
But
I've seen quite a few black and brown widows here. We actually had a brown widow about that big in the handle of our recycle bin. And thank God I saw it. It had its nest way up in there. And I just happened to go out to the garage one night. I think I was doing laundry or something. And I saw it hanging down out of there. And I was like, oh my God. Yeah. Yeah, we have actually brown widows the past few years have become a
I
really
didn't even
big
know they
problem
came in
here.
brown. I
Yep.
didn't even know they came in that. Are they
Yep.
do they still have the same red
They
markings?
still
They're
have
just
the marking, but
they're just brown.
they're brown, and then they have like their legs are a lighter color with like little darker bands. Yeah.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, actually one time we were going through
I'll have to look that up and make sure I don't have any here.
Yeah, yeah. If you see a little okay, their egg sacs are little spiky balls. If you see a little spiky round thing in
Oh,
like
hell, now I got to look this up.
yeah. You want me to pull it up?
Is it called a brown widow?
Yeah, brown widow. Yeah, we might as well show everybody since we're talking about
dear
it. So
God.
here's one.
White stripes.
Here we go. That's a brown widow. Yeah.
Yeah, the thing is, usually see if you're looking down on it, you don't see the red spot.
Right, because that's the bottom side. Yep.
What does the top look like?
Well, let's see. Right here. And there's the egg sac that I was talking about. Yeah.
All right, I'll have to check my areas because
so that
looks a lot like wolf spiders. Like at a glance, I could
at a
easily
glance,
mistake
but it does have that very round back end, like the black widow.
Okay,
it's got a big booty. But yeah, I wanted to try to find. Here we go. This is what I was talking about, the egg sacs. So these
weird.
spiders have become really invasive in my area, and I saw one time we were going through a drive-through, the entire side of the building was covered in these. And I was like, oh my God. And then I was thinking about it like 2 days later. This is how crazy I am. I called that place and I was like, I just want to let you know that like 2 days ago, I came through the drive-through and you have like a ton of brown widow egg sacs on the side of your building. And they like called pest control and everything. But I was like worried somebody would get bit.
Yeah.
And then I would feel bad because like I didn't say anything, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's if you see a little spiky thing like that, brown widow egg sac.
Yeah, not cool. Not cool.
Yeah. Okay, we totally squirreled on spiders, but that's okay.
Still useful information
it
for
still
gardening
is,
because don't put your hand near that.
Oh, okay, that's what? That is I'm glad you said that because wear gloves, people.
Oh,
because I almost touched a brown widow that was between my pots when I went to move them one time. My hand was about that close.
I wear gloves all the time. Yeah.
So gloves. Mm-hmm. I never used to wear gloves. I always wear gloves now because I'm paranoid that I'm going to get bit by something.
The brown recluses are nothing to mess with.
Oh, no.
Your flesh will rot off where they get you.
I actually know a guy. Well, I knew him years ago. He had a chunk of his head missing right here because it bit him and they had to like cut it out. Yeah.
Yeah. It rots it out. Like it's awful.
Yeah.
It's awful.
Those are no gloves. Yeah, gloves. Definitely.
Gloves and, don't wear flip-flops.
I'm guilty of that. I know.
I do too. I run out there in my flip-flops, but try and get your tennis shoes on because, toes.
Yeah. Or rubber boots or whatever you got. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I probably should wear more because we got venomous snakes and stuff here too. I've never seen one in my yard, but that doesn't mean it's not going to happen one day. So, yeah.
Technically, we have venomous species where I live. I do not see them hardly ever where I live, but technically,
that's good. Yeah.
Technically, they are.
Yeah, usually the cats around here chase off most of the little baby snakes, and I've never seen a really big one. So, thank God. Let's hope it stays that way.
Mm-hmm.
But, Conservative Chris said movie night of arachnophobia has to happen now. I'm not going to be there for that.
I can't do that. If Sean and Duppy want to, because
if they do that, I'm sitting that night out.
I'm tapping out on that one. I can't do that. I can handle a lot of stuff, but arachnophobia is beyond me.
Oh my God.
Technically a really good film.
Yeah. Okay. Is it the All Flash, the AI Flash? I never know how to say your name. But he said I got bit and my damn arm almost had to be cut off because of the infection. They did not know what type it was. Oh my God. I wonder if it was a brown recluse. Ooh.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's awful. Yeah, I'm so sorry that happened to you.
So
tell me, can you tell me the proper way to say your name? Because I'm just used to reading it, but not saying it.
Type it in the chat, hooked on phonics
Yeah.
style.
Like you're explaining it to a 5-year-old.
Yes. Because I'm sure it's something really clever.
Yeah.
Most of these handles are so clever.
I know. Ever since RC started calling me Smart Ash, I'm like, I should have made that my damn name.
We need stickers.
Now I'm
Conservative,
mad that
we
I
need
didn't.
stickers for Smart Ash. We need that. Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I love that. That's
I do too, and it does suit you.
Thank you.
It does. It does suit you in every.
And I am a smart ass sometimes.
I was about to say in every version, as in you are actually really intelligent, smart, but you're also a smart ass.
Yes, I can be. I can be at times.
Well, we've squirreled just lovely.
I know. We always have so much fun.
We do.
So, okay, we'll try to get through this really quick because I know we got to wrap up. So,
you have another show.
Yes, I have to be on Patriot Theater in a little bit, which I'm excited about because I haven't been in a few weeks. I wasn't feeling very well for a while, but luckily I'm better now. So, okay, so here are 22 beneficial insects to protect your garden and how to attract them. And I will also drop this link. Okay, he said AI, so the AI flash. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Thank you. Thank you for clearing that up because I was not sure. Because I think I've heard the guys say all flash, and I'm like, is that what it is?
You never know.
Okay, so I'll just go through these real quick, and I shared the link in case anybody wants to go back and read more in depth. But we have ladybugs, spined soldier bugs.
Oh, I just checked my other channel chat. Hi, guys. I got Vader369, Trumparella, Raising Cane.
Aw.
Raising Crane gifted a phone. My goodness, thank you.
Aw.
Thank you so much.
So sweet. Yeah, hi everybody over there and everybody lurking on Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then we have, I think these are called taconid flies. I think that's how you say it.
He's asking, would water moccasins could be a thing?
Could they be a thing?
Is that a bug?
Good job.
That's a snake.
It's a snake, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I hope I never see one of those in my yard.
Me too. Me too. I don't know, Raisin Cane.
Yeah.
That's an excellent question.
Yeah. Is there a specific question? Or was he just talking about it because we were mentioning snakes?
They were talking about the vinegar. Then I saw water moccasins could be a thing.
Light Spears. He called me an asshole. Thanks, buddy. Always causing trouble. Ay. Anyways.
I don't think you are. There are many things I could use to describe you. That would not be one of them.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Anytime. Girl.
I try very hard not to be.
I think smartass is the perfect fit.
Yeah, that one I'll claim.
From one smartass to another.
So braconid wasps. Now, these are the parasitic wasps that you want if you have tomato hornworms, because what they do, and I actually had this happen in my garden this year, they will lay these eggs on the hornworms and then they hatch and the larva will eat
the worm.
Eat the hornworm. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's economic.
Yeah. Yeah, it was funny because I saw the hornworm. Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay, it hasn't done much damage yet. Let me see if one of these wasps will find it. I do have a lot of like good habitat for wasps, and I have a lot that hang around my garden. And sure enough, the next day I saw the eggs on there and I was like, okay, I don't have to do anything.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So ground beetles. So see, not all beetles are bad. Some of them will eat other pests. So again,
those swim in my pool.
Oh,
I
really?
pull at least a couple of those out of my pool every day.
Oh,
I'm like, you all are not amphibious. I don't know what you're doing in here. You are not supposed to be in here.
Lightsphere says he typed ashhole. Autocorrect. That's funny. Okay, I forgive you. I would have anyways, but okay. So yeah, these guys will help you get rid of slugs, snails, cutworms, cabbage maggots, and caterpillars. So yeah, see, not all beetles are bad. So yeah.
Just the Japanese ones.
Yeah. Yeah. Those little effers.
Mm.
So minute pirate bug, predatory mites. These will eat, I think they eat other mites.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah. These will eat spider mites. Oh God. I know we're
Ugh.
running out of time, but that's another one. Spider mites. It's pretty much this.
You need to come back because
I know there's so much to talk about.
Yeah.
But spider
You and I
mites.
can squirrel all over the place with these subjects.
I know. So this is a predatory mite. Spider mites are a different color, but they are awful. If you see basically, so they're arachnids, like spiders. So if you see like little bits of webbing like on the tips of your plants and you see like little spots, that's probably what it is. And you definitely want to spray those down with the dish soap spray or neem oil or whatever, like ASAP, because those also spread really fast and they will take out your plants real quick. So those and aphids and mealy bugs are my 3 biggest things that I battle with every year. And I didn't even get to mealy bugs either. But oh wait, look at this mealy bug destroyer. That was funny timing. I didn't even know this was next. But here's a mealy bug. If you see little white fuzzy things on your plants, yep.
Oh, and that's it getting eaten, I guess.
Yeah, that's the mealy bug destroyer destroying it. I wish I had some of those in my garden. But yeah, those they will spread rapidly to other plants also.
I think Sean Joe is creeped out by all of the bugs. He says it's like an alien horror show. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why most of my life I stayed out of the garden. I was afraid of all the stuff that was in the garden, and yeah.
But it's worth it for all the good stuff you get to see and all the harvest you get out of it. So green lacewings. So I did want to show you guys a picture of green lacewing eggs because I've had these. Let me share this tab instead. So if you see this hanging from your plant, these are not bad. These are actually really good.
No. Okay.
Yeah. So again, look up, if you see something, don't just automatically spray it thinking it's bad. It could be something really good.
Okay.
So yeah, the green lacewings, let me go back to this other tab. So they will eat the aphids, the white flies, the mealy bugs.
All the predator things. Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
All right.
So aphid midges, damsel bugs. I'll just go through this real quick. Hoverflies, soldier beetles. These are all good things to have.
That looks like lightning bugs.
That one kind of does.
It looks I have a lot of lightning bugs.
Oh, you're so lucky.
I love them. Oh my God, I love them.
I haven't seen one in years. We don't have them in my area here. I'm in a really populated area. Yeah. Well, I grew up in Virginia and there were tons.
See, I played with them as a kid.
Yeah, I used to catch them in the jar and bring them in and
play with them and then put them out. And
yeah. Good times. I know. I wish my kids got to do that, but we just don't see them here. So yeah, fungus gnat predator. That looks terrifying, but but they eat spider jelly. It kind of does. Yeah,
it's like a weird land jellyfish thing.
Oh, he said just call him the Flash. Okay, that works. Thank you. Oh, and thank you, Sean Joe, for the can.
Thank you.
Even though we're freaking you out with the bugs. So, praying mantis. Those are good to have around.
I don't see too many of those.
Praying mantis, when they get really big, they can actually catch hummingbirds.
How does that fit me?
Yep.
That's terrifying.
It is.
I love my hummingbirds.
I know. I love mine too. I get a lot because they love my aloe flowers and the red salvia. And so I'm really lucky. I don't have a feeder, but I still get a lot of hummingbirds. So spiders, and then obviously bees, toads. These aren't insects. Other beneficial non-insects. Garter snakes. I love seeing the little garter snakes. Earthworms, obviously. And then it mentions baby chicks. And, here we go. Beneficial nematodes. So this is another thing I wanted to tell you guys about real quick. It isn't an insect, but these are actually a parasite. But this protects protects your soil. So they live in the soil. There's good nematodes and bad nematodes. If you pull up a plant and the roots have like little balls on them, you probably have bad nematodes. But you can put these parasitic ones in there, and that will help combat the other ones. And then they also will help with like Japanese beetles, fleas, fungus gnats, things like that. So
where would you procure them?
So
you like order them?
Do what?
Do you order them?
Yeah, you'd have to order it, or I wonder if they would sell that in like a local garden center. I've never bought them personally, but I do know people who have, and they say they work really well because we do have bad nematodes around here. So our soil here is just so terrible. Like we have a lot of issues. It's like sand and like all the organic matter, it like gets sucked up so fast, like it's not even there. You know, you have to constantly reapply mulch, compost.
My first home was like that. The soil was just, they destroyed a drive-in theater and built the subdivision. So they jackhammered it and then they just covered it with dirt.
Oh gosh. Yeah.
So like everything had sand and concrete when you went about 1.5 feet below.
Yeah.
And we didn't realize this until we tried to add on to the deck.
Of course, yeah. Yeah, how would you know?
There was a lot of cussing that weekend. A lot of cussing.
Yeah, our soil is so sandy here. It's terrible. Like it's not healthy soil. So I'm constantly amending it. So yeah, if you have bad soil, you may have the bad nematodes, but yeah, just do a search for beneficial nematodes and I'm sure you'll find where to get them. Okay. I should probably try that one of these days. But yeah. So, okay, I think that was pretty much everything I wanted to touch on. Let me just scroll back through really quick and make sure. I mean, there's so much more we could get into in the pest and disease guide, but I know we don't have time. So I'm going to drop that link again in case anybody missed it in the beginning, because this was a great...
The Almanac and the Mother Earth sites are really helpful.
Yes. Gardening Know-How is another good one. The video that we played at the beginning, David the Good, his website is thesurvivalgardener.com. He's got a lot of really good info on there.
He's got books out too, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's got books on Amazon.
We talked about him in, I think, both of the other shows that we did on this.
I'll probably mention him in every gardening show just because he's got so much great information and his videos are informative, but they're funny, you know. So yeah, he's a big one and he's helped me a lot with gardening here in Florida because that's where he started out. He's moved all over the place, but he started out in Florida, and it's different here. Like you have to look for different things you can grow. Like I can't grow spinach and lettuce and stuff like that for most of the year here because it's hot, but I can grow moringa. I can grow chaya or Mexican tree spinach. I can grow just all sorts of other things like longevity spinach, things that can handle the heat, but you can still use in a salad or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that's where we struggle. Like it's been in the 90s. Once it gets to July, August, it pretty much stays around 90 and goes up and down a little bit. But yeah, it is so humid.
Yeah.
You can't be out. Like you feel like it's almost like claustrophobic heat.
Yeah.
It's so intense. You walk out and it's like a sauna.
Yeah. It's the same here. And it's a struggle here. I mean, it's nice because I can grow a wide variety of stuff, but the seasons are different. So so we're going now into the time of year where it's hard to grow much of anything. So actually a lot of people will kind of take a break from gardening here in the summer and they'll do the majority of it in the spring and the fall. And then in the winter, we can grow stuff like lettuce, cilantro, cabbage, things like that. I usually don't because you usually have to start that stuff in the fall. And the fall is always crazy busy for me with birthdays and holidays and people visiting. And it's just a bad time. Yeah. So I usually, unfortunately, miss out on the winter garden stuff. But yeah, Duffy says don't grow celery. I've regrown celery from a stump from the store celery. It actually works. I've done
really.
That. Yeah. Yeah, I got a pretty good amount out of it. Yeah. So I have grown celery, Deppy. But yeah, so the seasons here are just, yeah, it's odd. And then it does get cold here in the winter, but then in the summer it's like super hot. So yeah, you got to kind of be creative sometimes, depending on where you live and your environment. And then of course, you know, what environment you have in your yard makes a difference too. So if you live in a really cold area, but then you have like a stone wall or something, that could help
Right.
retain heat. So you might be able to get away with a little bit more, you know, zone wise by your wall. So, you know, there's a lot you can do, but
there's different ways you can build little makeshift greenhouses.
Yeah.
Even ones that are partial, because the sun will come through them and heat it.
Yeah. And
there's all kinds of stuff.
A tip that I saw recently that I really want to try next time I have a greenhouse, because mine got destroyed last year. And I really need to get another one.
Storms are hard.
Yeah.
I've seen the retractable ones. Those look like the most practical, because storms would get ours. They would flatten them. We want get like tornadoes. So
yeah. Well, yeah, with a tornado, you're kind of SOL anyways. Yeah. But I just had one of those like hoop ones, and it was a 10 by 20, and I loved it. And it was great for my succulents in the summer because it kept them out of all the extra rain. And then of course all my tropical plants in the winter. But I need like a hard shell one, like, you know, that hard plastic. I need one of those. I need like a sturdy one.
You need a dome.
Yeah. I need something. But now I forget the point I was making. I don't know. I squirreled on my greenhouse. I'll probably remember as soon as we get off of here. I don't even know what I was saying.
Racing King was asking about coral snakes.
Oh, those are red next to yellow, kill a fellow, red next to black, friend of Jack.
Say that again.
So red next to yellow, kill a fellow. That's a coral snake. Here,
okay.
let me pull up a picture of that real quick. Might as well. Although I know we only have a few minutes.
It's okay.
Okay.
I know you have another show, so I was trying to.
Yeah, I've got to do my grocery order real quick between shows.
Domestic bliss.
Anytime I have a few minutes to, you know, I'm always trying to squeeze something in.
Oh, yes.
So here we go.
Oh, gosh. Well, they're pretty.
Red next to yellow, kill a fellow.
Okay.
Red next to black, friend of Jack. So there's a coral snake, and then there's a snake that looks like it.
I would avoid all the above.
Yeah.
I would not pick them up and play with them. I would go the other way.
Yeah. Yeah. I've never seen a coral snake, but they're beautiful. But yeah. So the red next to the yellow, no touchy.
Okay. Good to know.
Yeah.
Very good to know.
Yeah. I know a lot of random animal facts too. It's not just gardening. Okay, I'm a nature nerd. I can't help it. I love it. Yeah.
I'm learning. I'm becoming a nature nerd.
Yeah. Oh, and Raisin is back, of course. As soon as Raisin, you want to say hi to everybody? Say hi.
Those big eyes.
I know. She's like, oh my God, what is happening?
Isn't she the one that tells you no?
Yeah, she's the one that sometimes when I pick her up, she's like, no. Mary heard it the other day.
The cat said no. The cat said no.
She's like, no.
She does this loud meow that is her mimicking no. And it's on specific things when she does not approve.
Yes.
The cat says no.
She lets you know how she feels. Oh my God. Conservative.
What happened?
Putting the sass and being smart ash. I love it.
I got to save that.
Oh, yes.
Adding to favorite.
Conservative Chris thank you. He has been on a roll with these stickers for us lately.
Especially the ones for us. Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know if the guys get that treatment, but we do.
They get that treatment from like me and Daisy and Krista. Like we're always making stickers for them.
Well, it's wonderful someone makes them for us then.
Yes, thank you. We appreciate it. That is so funny. I love it.
Thank you guys.
Yeah, thank you everybody for hanging out with us today. Hopefully you learned something helpful.
I hope so. We covered a lot, legit.
Yeah, and really I mean, people who've been gardening for a while probably already knew a lot of this stuff, but hey, there could be people that want to get into it. And this isn't just for, your veggies and your vegetable garden. If you've got pretty plants on your porch or in your house or whatever, and you get a pest problem, there you go. Make yourself a little soap spray. And so, yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
I released the scratching, guys. I don't know if I was trying to test it and it's telling me it's.
Oh, is it not working?
I don't know.
If it doesn't work, I can try it.
It's not working on my channel.
Oh, it looks like, yep, it worked.
Okay. So it's just my channel that's malfunctioning, of course.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Daggone it. Let me try again. Okay, now it's working.
There you go.
Maybe it just had to refresh.
Get your gold pills, everybody.
Yes. Get your gold pills.
Yeah. And get your popcorn and your drinks and get ready because we're going to be doing Patriot Theater in about an hour and a half. I believe it's going to be at 9 tonight.
You're doing Troy. Troy?
Do what?
You're doing Troy, yeah?
Yes. Troy is going to be
a good one.
The first movie. If we have time, which I don't know because, Mary, you were telling me that's a really long movie.
It's just under 3 hours.
Yeah. So then there was another one. I think Sean said it was called The Conspiracy Theory or The Conspiracy Theorist, something like that.
I bet it's something about Troy. He wants to watch the movie maybe and then watch the companion piece breaking it down. Maybe it didn't sound like that's what it was when I talked to him, but it was literally, guys, right before we went live. I was already in the chat with Mary. And so I didn't really have a whole lot of time to talk to Sean when he called. But yeah, I know we're at least doing Troy. That was Duffy's pick. So it's a good movie.
So and, yeah, that'll be
Brad
fun.
Pitt is fun. If nothing else, Brad Pitt is fun to look at for that entire time.
Well, there you go.
I mean.
Conserva Chris, no arachnophobia.
No. I did get a request this week to play Idiocracy.
Oh, yeah.
To do predictive programming.
I can't unsee like Michelle Obama.
Right? Because everybody's doing all the memes and all the stuff now with that compared to the, yeah.
I mean, it's
you can't unsee
scarily accurate how dumb.
Telling you. We might have to do that. I'll see. I know some of the guys wanted to do it. So
do you think we should do
maybe next week?
That would be a fun one.
Oh, no, wait, I leave. Do I? No, I leave next week. It won't be next week. Maybe when I get
back. Yeah. Oh, my God. You do leave next week.
It's coming right up.
Yeah, that came up fast.
I know, right? I have vacation scheduled towards the end of the month, guys.
Yes.
So
Mary will be leaving us.
You will be without me for 8 days.
And I'll have to do Truth Blitz by myself.
I'm
or
sure
maybe
John
I'll have somebody else come join me.
They'll help you. The team will do it. And even if you had to do it by yourself, it's not hard.
Yeah, no, I'd be fine, I'm sure.
Fun.
But yeah. But I'm gonna miss you.
I miss you
it's
too.
not gonna be the same without Mary.
But that's not for another week. So this week everything is still on schedule. So tomorrow, Truth Blitz at 1:00. Then Orion is at 4. Yes.
Yes, Discipleship Dialogue at 4.
It's on at 4.
And then I believe we have Deception Demolition tomorrow at 7:30 Eastern with
Johnny's adding in programming, so I've got to get that added into my brain.
Well, he was doing that one every once in a while on his channel, and now he's bringing it over to the ARM channel. So 7:30 Eastern tomorrow night on ARM, and then of course regular America Rising News at 10 p.m. Eastern tomorrow night as well. Yeah.
And Chicks and Flicks this Thursday, and it's going to be Blazing Saddles.
Awesome.
So we're just going to laugh it up.
Yeah.
All the good stuff.
Yeah. So go get your snacks and everything, and hopefully see you guys soon over on Sean's channel for Patriot Theater.
Thank you, everybody, for being here with us.
Yes,
thank you so much.
See you in a little bit.